babes, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. If you are new here, my name is Kiana. Thanks for stopping by. And if you're an oldie but a goodie or you're one of my homegirls, what's up fam? Thanks for the support and the views. Love you. Now, today I wanted to talk a little bit about what it was like for me to go to college because I was a non-traditional student. I went to college, when I went to university, I was 22. So first I'm going to start out by giving you a little bit of my backstory. So right out of high school, 2012, I graduated and I went to a community college. I had no clue what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to join the workforce immediately, even though I did anyways, but I just didn't know if college was right for me. I truly didn't know. I don't have a family where there's a lot of college educated people. I was going to be the first, I'm the first in my family actually to graduate with a bachelor's degree. Excuse me. And then I'm the second in my biological family to graduate from college, period. So, you know, it was a big deal for me from the get. But a little bit of my backstory, like I said, I graduated from high school in 2012, went to community college, and let's just say I had fun. I grew up very sheltered. I was allowed to do things like sports and school stuff, but I never, I went to one party when I was in high school, and I just wasn't allowed to live, to be really honest with you. So I started living, to say it nicely. I started drinking. I found out what marijuana was. I found out what alcohol was, and boys were, and girls were. And I was like, I want it all. Because I didn't get any of that shit growing up. I didn't get any freedom. Didn't even know I could skip school. I didn't know it was a fucking thing. I was done with my first semester of college before I knew I could skip school. If that tells you anything about how sheltered I grew up. So for me, it was really great to branch out. I got to meet a lot of people. I made a lot of great friends, but I also hurt myself a lot. I made a lot of bad decisions and I didn't focus on what was important, which was school. So that's about 2013. I was done with school. Didn't even finish. I finished 1 year, my freshman year. So I got a couple of gen eds. I literally ended up leaving that school with about 6 to 8 credits, I swear to you. I didn't do shit at my first go around. Now my second go around, I went back to college because of a friend. She was leaving to go move to college because she was a college athlete, so she was leaving early. And we just had this mental thing where we can't leave each other. We're like, you're my best friend and I need to go where you go. And that's what I did. And that sounds fucking insane to say out loud, but it's just the truth. And so I went to Pitt State. I went to Pitt State and my uncle actually is an alum from Pitt State. So I knew of the school, but I didn't know anything about it. I applied for this school before I even went and viewed the school, which is something I wouldn't do if I were y'all, but it worked for me, okay? I made the best friends of my life. I had such a great experience. So I have some tips for you guys today. I want to talk about just a couple of topics. So making friends. Now, first of all, I was so scared to make friends because I only had one going into it. And I knew I couldn't just make her my only friend. I was like, I am social. I need to branch out. So making friends, I didn't disclose my age, which right away, because that would probably scare people. I was 22 and a lot of them were 18 years old. So I did not disclose my age. I actually honestly didn't disclose my age up until my last year and I was graduating. Well, to people outside of my friend group. My friend group and their families knew. But to other people, I didn't tell them. And so when they found out how old I was, they were like, what the hell? Girl, how come? They're like, are you sure? Is that just a fake ID? No, honey, I'm 25, okay? Okay. So I didn't disclose that, which, you know, I don't know if that was good or bad, but I didn't want people to look at me and be like, okay, this bitch is 22. Why is she still here? Or why is she hanging out with me or anything like that? I don't know. I was kind of in my head about caring about what people think, even though I don't know why I cared. As that goes, just be yourself. I have some tips that I'll talk about at the end, but the biggest thing I can say is be yourself. Now, the financial aspect of it, I had minimal to no help as far as college went. My granny, she co-signed for a loan for me, which was the reason I was able to stay in the dorms, because if I didn't have that loan, I would not have been able to live on campus. And I didn't know anyone in that town to just go rent a house like that. That didn't make me comfortable at all. So I lived in the dorms and I actually had a really good experience, probably because I lived with my best friend, but it was a good experience. So financially, I had to get in debt. that was my option, because that was my only option. If I wanted this, which I wanted so fucking bad, I had to go into debt. So now here we are, 30 grand or so in debt. It was the best decision I ever made. Do I wish I could have like gotten all that I got out of college for less? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I wasn't given the life my friends were given. They have support. They have people who fund them and they love them and they nurture them, and I didn't get that. So like I said, my grandma co-signed for me to be able to stay in the dorms. Other than that, my parents spent 30 bucks on groceries to move when they moved me in, and that's it. Outside of, you know, birthday stuff and like that, like my mom would send me little care packages with like, you know, devotionals and like some money sometimes, so that was nice. But other than that, did this shit on my own. So it is possible. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my 10 things I wish I knew before college. Not only will you change, but so will all the people around you. You will realize your friends from back home, how different you are, how much y'all really don't have in common, because you're gonna start opening up and realizing how big the world is, how important all these factors are, medical, science, political, communications. Like you'll just grow and you're gonna mature. And when you grow and mature, things change. Sometimes you lose people, and that's okay. It hurts in the moment, of course, because it's life. Of course it hurts, but it's meant to be, okay? My second tip is that school is the #1 priority. Yes, you're there. Like the whole experience in itself is just amazing, but school is the #1 reason you're there. Not to make a boyfriend, not to go and party, not to join a sorority. It's to learn, it's to get your education and move on, okay? My third step is to step out of your comfort zone. I had to do this hardcore to make friends, and I did that by joining clubs, getting involved in my department, which was communications, and volunteering with things. That's how I made friends, that's how I made connections, and that's how you market. That's life. Number 4, your parents were right. People are fucking crazy, okay? Be cautious of who you surround yourself with, because you're not in your safe little small town where your parents can save you when something goes wrong. You are in a big world, and people are just unpredictable. You have to be prepared for that. If you are not prepared for their unpredictability, you will find yourself in very unsafe situations. And that is not good, especially as a woman. Tip number 5 is kind of follows along more of like the party scene. Hang out in groups. It's completely fine to hang out with people you don't know, but have someone you know with you where you guys can, you know, be safe together and you don't feel like you're being preyed upon. Hanging out solely with someone you knew that you've never met, I don't recommend. And if you do it in groups. Bring your friends along. Go get ice cream. Go get a slice of pizza. Whatever you decide to do, you have to be smart. So please, ladies, don't bring these boys back to your rooms day 1 of meeting them at a party or anything like that. Be smart and be safe, because no one else is there to do that for you. Tip number 6, umbrellas and tennis shoes are your best friend. I learned this the hard fucking way. I was trying to be cute 24/7, and that's fine and dandy, but when you have to walk across campus, my damn shoe choices were not always the best. I won't lie to y'all. And 2, the weather is unpredictable. It's just like, it will rain, and the next thing you know, it'll be snowing, and then it'll be hailing. It's just nice to have a mini umbrella with you. They're a couple bucks. You can literally probably buy some at Dollar Tree. I don't know. I can go look and see, but I'm sure you can get them for $5 or under. Walmart, Dollar Tree, things like that. So keep those with you. Tip number 7 is to budget your money. So my situation was a lot different than most people's. Out of all my friends, actually, all of them were there and having support from their families. So they didn't have to budget shit. Their parents, you know, they gave them a monthly allowance to live on, basically. And then they also were all athletes, so it was a little different anyways, because some of them had money from school and stuff like that. So that being said, make a budget before you move to college. I had to do this because, like I said, I'm a non-traditional student. I came to college after being in the workforce. I came with a car loan and a cell phone bill and car insurance and health insurance, because guess what? I didn't have people to support me. So that shit just wasn't paid for me. I had to pay that. So budget your money. Make sure you can allocate for the things that have to be paid every month. Okay? You don't want to get your car repossessed. You don't want to not be able to use your phone because it's not fucking working. Like, don't put yourself in a bad situation at the end of the day. Okay? Budget your money and then stick to that shit. Tip number 8. Guys, the freshman 15 is so fucking real. I wish I was as fat as I thought I was 5 years ago. Because then when I was actually fat, I'm like, shit, I was so skinny back then. So the freshman 15 is real. Watch what you're shoveling in. You don't realize it, but you actually spend a lot more stagnant time than you did in high school because you spend a lot more time sitting. You spend a lot more time drinking and eating because you're stressed and depressed, and that's life. But you gotta watch what you're eating. You don't want to put on a bunch of weight and become unhealthy. And also, typically, at least with my school, the gym, the rec was free. That was a part of our tuition. That was a fee in our tuition already allocated. So I had a free gym in my eyes. Take advantage of that type of stuff. Tip number 9, just have fun, make friends. I guess at 10 tips, but really 9 and 10 are the same thing. My 10th tip, which is just to prioritize, plan, study, ask for help if you need to, and work hard. Remember why you started this journey. Remember where you want to be in 4 years. Remember the career goals that you have set for yourself, and let's hustle, baby, okay? Like, just don't forget the real reason you're there, because it's easy to get caught up in finding romance and going to parties and this and that. It's fun, but it ends. At the end of the day, it ends. So don't forget why you're there so that you don't have to do what I do and start over. Now, the last thing I want to add real quick before I get out of here is just to utilize free shit. So I am talking printing, food, the library, tutors, writing center, professors. Utilize them. They're there for you. You're paying for them. You're paying their livable wage. So utilize them. At least for me, at my library, it was super nice. I don't think I have any footage of it, but it was a super nice library. And they had like a writing center where you could bring your work. I think 3 days before it's like, you got to do it in like a certain amount of time because it takes them like a couple days to get to it, but they'll edit your stuff and give you criticism. They can help you write your papers. Your professors, they're just there to lecture. They are there for so much more. They're there for you when you're out of the classroom as well, okay? I had some of the best and one of the worst professors in my whole college experience. So I met some of the best professors of my life. People who I have on Facebook to this day, people who have impacted me, guided me, reminded me of who the fuck I am when I felt like I was nothing. People who got me through my mom's death. Like, my professors were everything to me. My college experience, I'm like getting teared up, I'm sorry y'all. My college experience at Pitt State was, I gained so much more than an education. I actually feel like education was one of the lesser of the things that I gained. I gained confidence in myself. I gained the ability to realize how strong I am for all the things I've endured. And of course I learned. I've started a business because of the things I've learned. I went to school, I didn't know what I wanted my major to be, but I decided on communications and I'm glad I did. So my degree was I have a bachelor's of science in communications, emphasis in strategic communications, and a minor in marketing. So also really thankful because I had a really strong mother who did push me towards education a little bit in her own way. And then I also had a couple of aunts that really helped me pursue my education. They always just had faith in me. So my mama, my Aunt Catherine, my Aunt Becky, my grandma, they really like supported me and guided me through that journey of college. So I hope that you all have someone that you can find that's supportive for you. And if you don't, I'll be supportive for you. Not financially, I can't support y'all, sorry, I'm not a millionaire, but spiritually, emotionally, if you need advice, like, come to me. I'm here for you, okay? Regardless, thank y'all for chatting with me and hanging with me today. I hope you enjoyed this sit down video where we just talked about sort of more informative type of stuff. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.